Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today we're going to look at some options for warping text in Illustrator. Now before we begin this video, I want to show you where you can find additional training of mine. I have a series of Illustrator courses at Udemy, and in the description below are coupon links for all of my courses. My coupon prices are always at least as good as anything that Udemy can offer, and often they're even better. I also have classes at Skillshare in Photoshop and Illustrator. The coupon in the description below includes an offer at least as good as the current Skillshare offer and generally better. If you sign up for Skillshare, you get access to thousands upon thousands of classes there, including over 200 of mine. So let's swing back to Illustrator and have a look at our options for warping text in Illustrator. I've selected the type tool. I'm just working with Myriad Pro. I'm going to add a little bit to my current font size. I'm using now 120 points font. I'll click in the document and let's just type the word dream. Now I want my text to be a little bit thicker, and for Myriad Pro on this particular machine I have some style options. So I'm going to choose bold semi-extended, and let's increase the size of this type by just dragging on the corner. If I hold the shift key, it'll be constrained to its correct proportions, and let's apply some color to this type. So we have some options for warping our text in Illustrator. I'll make 3 copies of this because I want to show you all 3 of these options. And the first one is to use Warp Tool. So I'm going to select the type and I'll choose Object and then Envelope Distort, Make with Warp. And Make with Warp gives you access to a series of warp options, and you can choose whichever of these styles you like, and there are lots and lots of styles, and you can choose horizontal or vertical for every one of these styles, and then the amount of the warp. So this is a horizontal warp, but a smaller one than it was by default. You can also then distort your type either in a horizontal direction or in a vertical direction. Now this same warp option can be used on shapes as well as on type, but there are lots and lots of things that you can do with type this way, and things like the flag are really nice options that you might choose to use. Now there's another option, and that is to make your own warp. So I'm selecting my type. I'll choose Object, Envelope, Distort again, but this time Make with Mesh. Now I'm going to turn preview on so you can see what's happening, and what's happening is that Illustrator is drawing a 4x4 grid across my type. Now if I don't want so many rows, I could just decrease that to, for example, 2 rows. You're going to select however many rows and columns you want, and I'll click OK. Now each one of these nodes is selectable like any other node on a piece of type. So you're going to select it so it's got a blue fill, and you can then start bending it, and when you bend it, the underlying type is going to be bent. So I'm going to select this one here and drag it down, and so I can get a custom warp here. I can also adjust these handles to get the sort of direction that I want in my warp. So you get a lot of flexibility using this option, and you will obviously select a grid that's going to make sense to you when you're warping your type. Now the final option is to warp it to a shape. So I'm going to draw an ellipse here. I've just got a grey outline here, so we're just going to use that pale grey, and I'm going to drag out a long narrow ellipse. Now your shape can be any shape that you like, and it can be whatever size that you like. If I just select this and reverse the fill and stroke, you'll see just how big this shape is. So I'm going to select the shape and the type, and in this case the shape has to be on top of the type for this to work. I'll choose Object, Envelope, Distort, Make with Top Object, and that stretches out this word so it's filling the shape, and we can just see the overall look of the shape, but you can see that the shape itself has been sacrificed in this process. We don't have the grey filled shape any longer. It doesn't even have a stroke, even though it's sort of showing as a stroke here. You're not seeing it on the screen, but you are seeing that your type is bent appropriately. So you have these three options, each one of them very different, each one of them allowing you your own choices as to how you're going to warp your type in Illustrator. So I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to type warps and bending in Illustrator. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell so you'll be alerted when new videos are released. As always, please share this video with friends and family who might be interested, and please feel free to comment. I really enjoy reading your comments as to how you might use these tools and techniques in your own Illustrator workflow. Until next time, my name's Helen Bradley. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel.